Bang to the gang, Faithful Boys Podcast. Benjamin Ness, P Warrior. What's down with you? Boy.
Well, I'm good, man. It's been a minute since we've been on, a lot going on, but Faithful Boys is back. We gonna bang bang till we can't no more,
Yes,
till
sir.
infinity and beyond. So it's good.
Hey, man. Shouts out to Uncle Keith. You did. What's down with your mom, baby? Shouts out to Uncle Keith. You heard me? Hopefully, we should be seeing him in a minute. The real king of the one liners. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
But, shit, man, you know what we do on here, bro. It's 49 the sports talk. It's been a minute, like you said. We 2 weeks into the season. Well, shit, coming up on 3 weeks
Yeah.
into the season this week. We had 500, 1-1, coming off. Some said disappointing loss, shocking. The others, what's going on? Cause shocking. The others, not. I figure not to us so much because we know Minnesota. They beat us last year. We know they got a good coaching staff over there. Really just need a
Yeah.
quarterback. Uh, and then we know week one came out with the dub, looked pretty good. Again, looking for Uncle Keith because we know he been beating the drum for Mason for a long time.
Yes,
So,
sir.
to see him and boy, come on. That's you coming in the
we
bill. What's up, Uncle?
There you go.
we outside.
Yes,
How
sir.
y'all
What's down
doing?
with you, bro? It's all
We
good,
good.
man.
I'm doing
Good to
well.
see you.
You see, I'm still at work.
Nah, it's
I
all
wasn't
good.
going to miss at least coming to say hello and listen. Let's get this thing rolling the right way. 49ers faithful.
Yes, sir.
Just talking about you, bro, because we was talking about Mason, you know what I'm saying? And the
What?
game one
Mercy.
performance. We know that's
Yep.
your dude, so I know you was sitting up there like a proud papa. You feel me?
Yes, I was. I mean, I'm going to say let the players play. And I always saw the potential in the young man because he knows how to square his shoulders and he has a magnificent first step. But what I will say between game one and game two is the offensive line, not the running back. He still had 100 yards and 5 yards to carry. In addition to that, my other concern is why are you trying to make Debo a halfback when he's a scat back? Quit giving him the ball behind the line of scrimmage and get his head clocked. He ran the ball 2 times last game and lost 10 yards. And with Mason averaging 5 yards a carry, there's 10 yards we needed desperately and momentum's killing. In my humble opinion, you got to let your players play. Did I say a mouthful just sitting on the air? Did I do that?
You got it.
How y'all brothers doing?
Doing
Good.
pretty good,
Good.
Doing pretty good, bro.
Good to see both of you. Good to see both of you.
Same here, brother. Same here. P Warrior, what you think about that, bro? Because I kind of feel, I guess I understand why Debo is the backup with the injuries to McCaffrey, so forth and so on. At the same time, though, I feel like Debo lost a step, so you might want, if you're gonna use him, you got to put him in different positions. You know what I'm saying?
I agree. I also agree that if you're going to use Debo, you have to give him space to run it. He will not go through anybody's line, but he will go around anybody's linebacker. And therein lies the difference. Mason can go through a line and follow a block much better than Debo ever could.
At the point, yeah.
You know, we have to coach the players to play like they play. We can't coach them the way we scheme. And sometimes I thought we were overcoached last game. That part.
Hey, bro. Well, we're dealing with the scheme master. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? The
One of the
strategy guru. So
it goes back to my profession. Sometimes you can have analysis paralysis. I'm here late at work because I had 2 attorneys buying a car for me. They almost talked themselves out of a deal. I had to finally break it down. And what are you here for? You lost your car in an accident. It's total loss. You need to get one. This is exactly what you're asking for. And we're a couple $100 apart. What's the principle here? We buying the car? We're not buying the car. No hard feelings. They bought the car. Could have been an hour ago, but they finally bought the car. Let the players run. If you know McKivitz is not doing a great job pulling on that side. Go to the other side. That's where your strength is. And let the man that's getting 5 yards a carry for 2 consecutive games of Bears, 6 the first game, 5 the second, handle the rock and protect your quarterback. Our quarterback got touched how many times? 6 times.
6.
And what side did they come from?
Oh, you know it. Now I did hear that Trent Williams didn't have a stellar game, but we already know what a real water leaking at on the line.
Yes. But you also got to realize that you got to get guys in camp. When you get this close to a championship to where you're within 6 seconds of winning, you can't play being cute.
Nah, real
Get
talk.
them in camp and let's get them. You need touches and repetition in order to be an effective team. And what we saw was rust in game two, a poor game plan and overcoaching.
Another point.
And Shanahan's becoming predictable. If you blitz him, he will pocket pass, and that's not our strength. You got to go to your strengths, not your opponent's strengths. Minnesota's been kicking our butts by getting to our quarterback every game since 2002. Not good stuff. You know, if your dog bit you, don't keep feeding him.
Yeah, yeah. Thinking of one liners, David.
You know, I woke up this morning and I realized two things. One, I was blessed to be up. Two, I was thankful for being able to get up. And three, I was gonna be happy the rest of the day. Now, if I was playing on that offensive line, I might have went to bed upset because I didn't do the best I could through the rest of that day. But I look at two other things. Our receivers are breaking late because of rust that's causing Purdy to hesitate and change his pass patterns. Okay. And that's not good for us. We are better when we play free. So what I saw in game two was a rusty team against a team that was better prepared. What's going on, P. Warrior?
I'm good. I'm listening to you on break it down. But I mean, the first game, they was ready. They had time, the off season, all of that to break down the film and, prepare for the Jets. And they know solid, they know the defense, and they was ready for Aaron Rodgers, in this game, against Minnesota. I don't know, it just for some reason, like it'd be like certain teams have your number. And Flores got Shanahan number with the scheme he run on defense, and then it didn't hurt that, they couldn't, consistently run, even though Mason got the 100, and then Ayuk not being in shape, Trent not really being in shape, even though they out there. Then you don't have McCaffrey as another threat. Then Debo, he made plays, but then he got hurt at the end, and then the defense, you gave up the 97-yard touchdown to old boy, the gritty man, I call him.
Jefferson. Yeah.
Jefferson, that was a blown coverage. Then it seemed like, because I listened to the game, I didn't actually watch it, but I listened to it. It's like on third down when y'all had opportunities to get off, whatever coverages y'all was playing, dudes was wide open. Y'all was, I guess, and I think I kind of noticed it in the Jets game, is like y'all will come up and play press, but then y'all back off in zone. To me, if you're gonna play press, then play it. Especially on third down, if it's 3rd and 5, 3rd and 7, and you trying to get off. And it seemed like against Minnesota, especially after Jefferson went out on that one crucial play in the fourth quarter when they had to get off, and the dude picked up 25 yards or whatever it was, that was a back break.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And to me, it's like, okay, y'all went out and drafted all of these cornerbacks, and and y'all say y'all was gonna change up with the coverages, and y'all brought in a boy from San Diego as the coach on what his face,
Yeah.
to be
They're already
the
questioning him.
defensive, guru man, and what you still look like you're playing the same coverages. I don't know. So to me, it's like y'all couldn't convert third down and you couldn't get off defense on third down. Really, only person that saved y'all out there was Fred Warner with a pick and then the forced fumble. If he don't
Fred
make them
Warner's
plays,
been
y'all
almost
probably
an
get PO'd out.
MVP candidate.
So
I'm sorry.
yeah, I think they gotta definitely improve. The offensive line, when they have the ability to run block and don't have to pass block, they all right. And I think what they were trying to do was they got confidence in Pooney at the right guard position. And they trying to run more to the right because they know that McKivitz ain't the best pass blocking right tackle, but the combination of him and Pooney on that right side can kind of offset the fact that, that's the kind of leaky side as Ben was saying, So to me, I think going forward, especially without McCaffrey, especially without Debo, you got to run Mason. Then you got to start playing these other guys that you got running behind them. To number one, because you don't have the explosive playmakers with Debo and McCaffrey. So you're gonna have to manufacture offense. And like I was telling Ben before we got on, the defense gonna have to carry it because the defense is healthier. You're getting Hufanga back. So to me, the defense got to carry the weight. And then Shanahan got enough scheme to manufacture offense and get points until we can get Debo back and hopefully McCaffrey. Then they'll get the boy, the boy who got shot, up. I'm forgetting his name.
Pearsall.
So
let me interject something to you though when it comes to creating offense. Let me interject this. Do you know who has the second lowest RPO percentage of plays in the NFL? The 49ers.
I think.
And last year we were number one. And that made our offense its most effective. That's our most effective play. And it's about scheme. You can interject anybody into an RPO. Your quarterback's better as an RPO rather than a pocket passer. Your team is better in the RPO rather than a pocket passer. So why are we deferring to our weakness?
Well, this is my thing. I heard Gronk say this, and I kind of felt him. I want just get y'all thoughts on it, because we talk about scheme a lot, and we know Shanahan. He a master when it comes down to getting people open. At the same time, we could argue in crucial situations, is the shit still as effective? But ultimately, Gronk said, let's throw all that out the window. At the end of the day, they need some real it guys. And in that, he was basically saying somebody who really got that dog in them, who want the ball, especially in crucial moments, but just somebody who really want and demand the ball. And I can't necessarily say we got that on the team.
We don't.
So right now, to me, is a key time for somebody to be that type.
Let me tell you who the it person was going to be. And I'm going to say this. And this is here it comes, our own prediction. Pearsall. If you watched him play in college, during crucial times with his team, he went and got the ball. And you can lead by example, not by deed. Lead by deed. Ayuk is not that guy. Jennings was pretty close, and a couple games last year. Critical catches, being in the right position at the right time. Debo, sometimes, but he got to be used the right way at the right time.
I think it's time to
So,
Debo.
I would have traded him. And as much as I love him, I would have traded him. Because I thought even in game one, he was used as a crutch. And certainly was in game two. It was glaring. Giving that man the ball and as a halfback twice. The defense was licking their chops. And that's how you hurt a guy like him. When is he most effective? RPO, even the end around would be better than sending him through that line. He's fast enough to pull it off. But when every time you hit him and crunch him up, he loses a step. He's not built for the beating anymore. He got his bag of money. He don't want to get beat on. That's sad, ain't it?
Well, I'm gonna say this, as far as what Grant was saying, having a guy to be the dog on the offense. We know who the dog is on the defense, and that's Fred.
Fred is MVP level playing.
Now, offensively, to me, who the dog is now and who the dog have to be is Mason. Mason is the one that brings the mentality to the offense. Okay,
he can catch the ball this year too.
Yeah, and I say that because if we talking about that one dude that when it get tight, we can go to. Well, we know defensively when things get tight, Fred gonna make a play. Offensively, it's got to be Mason. And really, if we think about it, last year I would say it was McCaffrey because that's who Shanahan would go to get the mismatches and the whatever. And Debo to me feeds off of McCaffrey. He's more effective with McCaffrey in there because McCaffrey's gonna get the double team and the attention from the linebackers. Now,
And he's going to take the first hit.
Right. And then to me, now it's got to be Ayuk. Even though you haven't been, you whine and you beg, you sit in and you sit out and you sit back in for the money. They didn't paid you. You got to step up. Okay, until either McCaffrey come back or Debo come back at some point. You got the ability to be that dude. You wanted to be paid number one receiver money like everybody else, Gritty Man and St. Brown and all of these people. Okay, well, you ain't getting any money, but you getting close. So to me, it ain't about what you can't do. Is about you getting paid like number one receiver. You getting paid more than Debo is. So now it's time for you to be the number one guy. You gotta have an expectation that you're gonna get the double teams and the coverages, but you still gotta make a play. Where was you at? You was like, where was Waldo last week? Where was you at? We didn't see that from you.
At the same time, too, I feel like the dude had 5 targets. He probably caught 4. Right. So some of that got to go back to the coaching, and you got to put it on them. You know what I'm saying? Like I understand spread the wealth, whoop the whoop, but I'm under the mind frame if you got a dog, you let that motherfucker bite.
Well, what you're saying is true, and that's what I'm saying. Shanahan will ride the hot hand, whoever has the hot hand. If it's Debo, if it's McCaffrey, if it's whoever, he'll go to whoever the hot hand. He gonna ride that person. We know that he ran Elijah Mitchell in the ground and out the league. So we know he'll do it.
Some could argue running McCaffrey in there too.
Yeah, that too. That's why he hurt, because you had a dog in Mason and you didn't want to run. And everybody said, all the commentators, all the people who cover the 49ers, the beat people were saying, man, give Mason more touches. Oh, you was his number one politician. If he was elected for office, you ought to be his second in command person. You know what I'm saying? But Shanahan don't wanna give other people an opportunity when he gonna run his main people in the ground. That's why McCaffrey hurt now. And then you talking about a calf and tendonitis. This is just my opinion. I don't see McCaffrey coming back until after the bye. Truthfully,
me either.
And he might have to get a surgery for that tendon stuff because that don't just go away. You see what I'm saying? So
sometimes you can't play chess; you got to play checkers.
Yeah,
straight up old dog football. And right now we got a coach that's overcoaching his team. The worst thing that happened to a guy like Shanahan is to get so close to winning the Super Bowl, you think he has it perfect. When it comes right down to basics, if you're missing your main pieces, you got to use what you have to the best of their ability. And if this means smash mouth football, let's go back to being the dogs we used to be. Because right now we're trying to finesse and outthink people. No, Mason showed us in game 1. Bust them in the mouth.
That's what I said.
Bust them in the mouth. Let's put all this ballerina dancing in. Let's do some break dancing. my screen. I think my screen is froze up. I don't know if y'all can see me or not.
You froze. It's all good.
Yeah, okay.
You're coming through clear.
I'm still in my office, and our Wi-Fi is about as suspect as my last paycheck. You know? and let's talk about offense and defensive play calling.
Come on.
That Jefferson play was a direct result of 2 players overthinking and being out of positions where they picked themselves. If with proper spacing, that pick and that over the top does not happen. Do you agree or disagree?
First,
from what I saw.
But why was it 2 safeties that was guarding the man? Was somebody hurt?
Again,
I heard it was 2 safeties.
Lane, It was, but the cornerback was out of position. No lane discipline. There was nobody over the safety. If he's playing up, is not covering over the top. And once you break that
Right.
first level, there was nobody there to stop him. He could have ran to the hot dog stand, got a soda, some fries, sat down, and still scored a touchdown.
Hey, that was Jair Brown.
It was poor positioning, poor discipline, and that's what's going to get us burned all year long until we tighten it up. Stay in your lane.
They
Stay in.
definitely
How many
do
times
some.
how many times did our safeties come up too far last year and get burned? Every big play, a safety was out of position. We had no over the top coverage. Our linebackers are fast enough. Our cornerbacks are fast enough. But once they break that first level, we were toast.
True that.
And
Let
that
me
comes
ask
from
y'all.
discipline.
What you
Hmm?
got?
Let me ask y'all this. I just had a thought because
Okay.
I watched the first game. Like I said, I didn't watch the second game, but you think they're missing Dre Greenlaw out there?
Definitely.
Hmm. Yeah. Greenlaw understood the scheme, and Greenlaw at least had some stay at home discipline. He would stay in his lane. Hufunga is the one that was fast enough and he was all over the place, but I'd still rather have him than some guys that are playing completely out of position.
Well, I think they need to start him and let him play closer to the line of scrimmage where he can make them plays and let Jair play that free, that deep safety position. I think
Jair's
they'll be
fast
all
enough
right.
and smart enough. I think
Yeah.
you're right. We are really in a position where I would show that play to my defense and secondary at least 50 times this week.
I'm sure he
This is
did.
what happens when you don't stay disciplined and we lose the top of our coverage. It is unconscionable that a team that was in the Super Bowl has absolutely no top on a play like that. It is professionally embarrassing. Now, if you get outspeeded and your guy was out of position, that's one thing. But you can get completely beat to where there was nobody else in the picture. Nobody. Once he broke that first level, no, the only person who could have tackled him was a linesman running up the sideline with him.
Yeah, they definitely
And
gonna have
the
to tighten that up.
elite defenses don't do that.
Hey, also, I need the D line to hunt a little more, like in the interior. Where you at, Hargrave?
Well, Hargrave looked good against the Jets. I don't know what he did against Minnesota because, like I said, I didn't watch it, but I like the defensive line people they brought in versus what they had last year. But I agree with you. They Bosa and Floyd, man, come on, y'all got to come with it. You know what I'm saying? With the pressure, especially if y'all gonna be playing a 4-man line and y'all ain't bringing the extra man, and y'all want to play the coverages y'all trying to play. The defensive line do need to come on through. But look like compared to last year with the run defense, where they was getting gashed in the playoffs and I was having a meltdown, they looked like they better. So, uh, you know, I would agree with that part of it. But yeah, the pass rush ain't came through so far. But maybe this week against the Rams with all the injuries, they might get get right.
I think you're correct. I think that's a great analysis of that. Because I think that this was a bad enough loss to where it woke people up and we had another week to get people conditioned. And if we don't bring the fire, we're going to find ourselves 1-2 and that'll be just flat out embarrassing.
Exactly.
I
Yeah,
mean,
I agree.
fear of loss. You guys all finished?
I'm gonna say this,
Okay.
bro. If the first quarter of the season don't go well, we 1-3 or some shit. Obviously, we gonna hope that they do the best they could do. But coming off the Super Bowl loss and the way the off season went, and we known to be up and down as far as injuries. We have a little
Right.
season of being healthy, then we go through our lows of being hurt. I would not be surprised if the year not like last year.
The pattern is repeating itself. We get a key person hurt early. We play catch up till about game 5 or 6. We get into a rhythm and a groove, you know, and, and 2 years ago, we were wondering if it was coming out of training camp. Now I think it's just a matter of we're not snake bitten, but we create our own situations. I mean, if you had can you imagine last year if we ran Mason and McCafferty, the Eminem twins is what I'm calling them now? How much better Mac would have been at the end of the season? We'd have Mason right now whose chest is busting with confidence, but now he has the weight of carrying it all.
Right.
And that's how you ruin young talent. Recognize what you have. Like you said earlier, let a dog be a dog.
But then see
We're a
that
good
falls on
smash mouth
Shanahan.
team. It is. I seriously think that our offensive scheme should is good in certain situations, but other situations, basic football should prevail. If your guys up front are better than theirs and your running back can go off tackle better than they can cover, you send him through. You don't send it back to Debo on the halfback option and let the linebackers come up and seal him off and bust him back for 5 yards on 3rd and 2. When Mason would have made 3 yards, 5 yards in a cloud of dust, and you had three more downs, and you could do an RPO with Debo, they wouldn't be able to stop that. We stopped ourselves schematically.
But then I got a thought,
Hmm.
after the Super Bowl and kind of the all season and what they did defensively, and then the draft, when they took Pierce off, because a lot of people say, well, you should take the offensive line, blah blah blah, this that whatever. And then I said Shanahan wants to be multiple because think about the Pearsall pick, you know.
Hmm.
You already had 3 established receivers. Now everybody's talking about Debo getting traded, all of this stuff. But to me, he wanted to be multiple as far as having route runners. And because to me, this is what my thinking was, is he wants a conventional offense, but Debo and McCaffrey are the X factors and the chess pieces that he can move around to bring the explosion to the offense. Because if we think about Ayuk and Pearsall, they the route runners. Jennings is the 3rd down man and even the 4th down man last week. But to me, what he fell off was, well, no, I would say this. McCaffrey was going to get the rock 85% of the time, and he wanted Elijah Mitchell to get the other 15. But Mitchell couldn't stay healthy. And just like you said, you had a thoroughbred sitting in the stables, and you wouldn't play him. And
We're missing 2 parts here. Kittle.
so, yeah, and I ain't
Okay.
even talking about Kittle, and use check, but I'm just saying that, like to your point of what would we have been if Mason would have got run all year going into the Super Bowl? You could have had the
Yep.
hammer, then you could have used McCaffrey the way you wanted to, because he wanted to use McCaffrey as a receiver and a running back. But to me, you would do better
Like you
if,
could have did the Atlanta thing. I'm with you. With the
yeah,
bunny.
you see what I'm saying? Where you have the one
We
dynamic
would
running
have
back, but then
beat
you got
them.
that power back. Just like in the games Monday. They ran Bijan Robinson. He was woo woo woo, and then you was running Algier. He was the power man, and that's what Shanahan got to evolve in. Come on, man, go to the 2 running back system. You got 2 good running backs. You can use McCaffrey in all the ways you want to use him. You can even use Debo with a threat of being back there. But to get Mason some touches, man, because Mason can wear defense down, and then you could do all the other stuff you want to do. It's like Shanahan is, as much as
The
he's a
Jets
genius, he's in a
defensive
stone
line.
age with that mentality, if that makes sense.
The Jets defensive line was better than the defensive line we lost to last week.
Right.
But
And
look,
used the
that's when
right
it come
way,
back to that scheme, though.
used the right way, Mason made them look like they were standing still. He even made our offensive line look like it was blocking better because he could read the hole and is not afraid to get hit. You cannot turn a scat back into a halfback. That's what we've been trying to do for 3 years. McCafferty is a halfback. Mason is a halfback. But McCaffrey's a halfback plus a little scat.
Yeah.
Debo's all scat, no half.
Right.
Straight up. If he had to
So,
carry a wallet in his back pocket, it would hit the ground. I'm telling you, he ain't got no back. He's a wiggle, wiggle, run. Mason is your hammer. He will break the will of a defensive line. And guess what'll happen to the corners and the safeties? They'll come up and we'll beat them over the top with Jennings. We'll beat them over the top with IU. We'll beat them over the top with Pearsall. We need to keep people on their heels. Now we're playing chess when we should be playing checkers. It's really that simple. We're overthinking the game. But with that being said, we're still 1-1.
True that. Yeah.
At the end of the day, we outlasted the hype and we let ourselves down in game 2. We should have won that game. We had ways to win that game. Uh, and you know who we have not said one word about tonight? Purdy. My favorite subject.
Yeah.
One thing I will say that he put the ball where it had to be most of the time. There were some drop passes and he was playing off his heels all night because the offensive line was playing like Swiss cheese. Purdy's not built to get hit 6-7 times a game like Culpepper and all those guys used to. That's not his thing. So we've got to scheme. If you want to scheme something, scheme protecting your quarterback. He don't make the right decisions downfield.
True.
But if he's playing off his heel, he's throwing, the ball's floating, it's sailing, and he's got a rifle for an arm if given the time. If given a lane, he'll put it where it has to be and he'll protect the ball. But if he's throwing off his heel, all hell's going to break loose. And you cannot do that to that young man. He's been too good to the organization. He gave us hope and he marched us. He's a soldier.
True that.
You got to protect that kid.
Yeah.
Don't worry about this bag of money. Ouch. Sorry about that. Hey, I got to run, guys. I'm sorry. I'd love seeing you guys. Next Thursday, I will be completely off, be set up at home. But I got to get these folks out of my finance department. But it's lovely speaking with y'all.
All
And
right.
in parting, we always say, we outside.
Yes,
I'll
sir.
talk to y'all soon. Be blessed.
All right.
Wonderful seeing y'all.
Brother.
Bye-bye.
All right.
I ain't really tripping off Purdy right now, bro. Honestly.
Yeah.
And like it's bigger than Purdy right now. It's about the pieces to the puzzle. Excluding
Yeah.
him. He been there since day one. He ready to go. It's about everybody else who either wasn't there, to me, trying to get up to speed, but they're on the same page where they can handle their business. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? That's what it comes down to. Got people in and out the lineup, injuries, all this shit. You're going to work with what you have. So, and
Yeah.
I mean, he just, in my opinion, starting to become a vet. So to have to lead, I mean, not saying he's not ready and having led in certain aspects, but at the same time, he's dealing with a lot of people who ain't had a lot of playing time. It's a difficult task. Brother, let's turn this page so we can chop this up and get out of here. I'm trying to order me a little grub. You heard me?
I
Bro,
got you.
what you think gonna happen this week against the Rams? And I would
Well,
say this. Everybody thought Minnesota was a bad one. I ain't really tripping because, again, I know Minnesota, if y'all lose to the Rams without Puka Nacua and the other boy,
Cooper Cup.
Cup, hey, man, nah, we really got to take stock and really look in the mirror and see what we're working with for the season. Talk to me.
Yeah. Oh, I agree. This is a crucial game for the Rams too, because Rams don't want to go 0-3, and we don't want to be 1-2. So they don't have Nacua. They don't have Cooper Cup. The offensive line is hurt. I don't know what kind of the defense got shredded against Arizona. So even though we don't have Debo and McCaffrey, we should have enough offensively, even if Shanahan got to scheme it up and manufacture points to do it. But that's what I'm saying. Like I said earlier, to me, the defense got to come and carry it with the pieces on offense down.
Right.
It's just like if we was healthy offensively and then defensively, we didn't have all our pieces, then it would be on the offense. Not saying they got to score every play, but they got to get points when as much as possible. So, and then the special teams, come on, man, with the block punt and all of that foolishness. Come on, man. It's like, come on, man. I'm sounding like, oh boy. But at any rate, it just, Yeah, they can't lose to the Rams. They got to get this one in. Number one to go to 2-1, and then you got the next two home games. I believe is against New England, which you should win that one, and then that game against Arizona. And like we was talking about earlier, Arizona he ain't gonna be ain't no pushover, dog. You know, Arizona played them hard last year 2 times, and they ain't gonna. Arizona different animal. Really, Arizona should be 2-0 because they should have beat Buffalo, and then
Yeah.
you know, then they whipped the Rams. So yeah, we got to win this one. But you know, nah, I'll say this: if they lose, then the sky will be kind of falling a little because it's like, okay, y'all done paid these boys the all season, the Super Bowl. Y'all got a hangover a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And it's gonna really prove, okay, can y'all win without McCaffrey? Can y'all win without Debo? You know what I'm saying? And to me,
But,
it just ain't no more excuses for Ayuk.
but
You
that's
got
when
paid.
too. But that's
So
when too. That's when when they go that route, that's when Purdy become under the microscope. Because
yeah,
now,
because now it's like without those players, you just average. That's how everybody gonna see you. You
yeah,
know what
how
I'm
much
saying?
can you contribute to winning without those
Yeah,
guys? And we
right.
about to pay you.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with it. But I think Purdy gonna make the plays. If the line give him time, he'll find an open guy. Even though he don't have, the stars, obviously. But they got enough. They got more than enough to
No, I
still
want to see
score
some of
points.
them other boys. Bell, what? Number 10, Bell,
Nah, shit.
Cowan,
Nah, I wouldn't play Bear. I don't got no confidence in Bear. I would play Cowing.
Cowan.
Yeah, I like Cowan. I think Cowan could be an X factor. And see, that's what I'm saying right now. And I ain't, to me, it's the defense gotta carry it. The defense gotta make the plays and get off on third down and give them more ops. Because if you do that, it just gives Shanahan more opportunities to call more plays to scheme and get, the points. You know, so and especially you going against the Rams and they ain't got all these people. This to be the game where y'all should be able to lock them down. You can't give Stafford no kind of confidence. You know what I'm saying? Even without his people in there, he's still one of the better quarterbacks in the league, and they are professionals out there. So to me, man, come on, y'all got to set that tone right off the bat. Jump on these boys. Don't even give them no life. But if you give them life, they could pull one out the crack, and then you gonna be 1-2, and the sky gonna be falling. But I think they gonna respond. But I just feel with the injuries that they have to the people on offense, the defense gotta carry their weight, and the special teams gotta carry their weight till you get Debo back, till you get Pearsall in there, till IU get up to speed. Jennings and Kittle and Juszczyk, they been there. You know what I'm saying? And then offensive line gotta protect and give Purdy time. You give Purdy time in a clean pocket, he gonna carve them up. But you got to give him time. And then y'all got to run somebody else besides Mason because you don't want to run him in the ground. You got to run Garendo. You drafted him to be the running back. They got Patrick Taylor. They got another person. So y'all got people. And this is what I'm saying. Shanahan, come on. Y'all have all these people on there and y'all talking about all this depth, but y'all don't use the depth. You know what I'm saying? That you have. And you can't wear Mason down because God forbid he get hurt, then you really gonna be in a bind because you ain't got McCaffrey. So you got to give some other people some run out there because the injuries is calling for it right now. So like Uncle saying, don't make it complicated. Let's try to establish the run, play action. Then when you go to the drop back game, Purdy, you scheme them, get them open, bam, bam, whatever. And then go from there. But you're gonna have to manufacture points. You don't have that explosiveness offensively, right now. But hopefully, if McCaffrey can come back healthy and you keep Mason healthy and you get Pearsall and Debo back and Ayuk and all these boys come up to stump, then the offense will look like we know it can be. But right now, it's got to be the defense and the special teams carrying it, and y'all manufacturing points. And it might not look pretty, but it ain't about being pretty. You're just trying to get a dub. At any rate, just trying to get a dub right now. So that's what they need to do. If they do that, they should be fine. But they can't lose to the Rams. They got to get this one in. And then we own the Rams down there in LA. That's our stadium. They ain't theirs.
True that.
So we know the fans gonna be there, so y'all got to come with it. And it's as simple as that.
True that.
So I think they'll be fine, hopefully. We'll be back on the winning track. We can kind of get a little winning streak together. Maybe Debo will be back by the Arizona game. Maybe Pearsall might be out there because he missed the first 4 games with the gunshot stuff.
Right.
And prayers to the young man. He survived. And things like that. And so yeah, but ain't nobody gonna be feeling sorry for us, man. Everybody want that. Everybody want to knock us off because we the defending conference champions. So we gotta expect we gonna get everybody best game out there. And then like I said, Seattle looking at 2-0 right now. Arizona looking good. The Rams, if they lose it 0-3, so we could kind of put them in the rear view for a minute. So the division is still ours for the taking, but these boys got to play and play like they're capable of playing. And if they do that, they'll be fine because we still got the most talent in the division, really. So they got to get this one in. Yeah, this a must one for them this week. They got to respond.
I agree with you on that one, bro. I definitely think on the Lewis a must win. Like you say, not trying to start off 1-2.
Yeah.
Trying to be above 500 going into Arizona division game.
Yeah.
So yeah, bro. Shit, let's see what it do. I guess we'll be back on Thursdays now.
Yeah.
7 p.m. You know what I'm saying? Back doing our thing. Shouts out to that boy Prayers too. But yeah, y'all will be seeing that street. Myself, P Warrior, Uncle Keith. We'll be holding it down. So y'all make sure y'all locking with us next week. We'll have a recap. Hopefully we be coming back off a dub. You know what I'm saying? I feel better when we win it. You know what I'm saying? But even still, y'all know the motto, bang till we can't no more.
Sir.
Let's get out of here, big bro. That's P Warrior _90. Y'all holler at him. Y'all know he the guru on it. Myself, Benjamin Ness, I'm just holding it down, facilitating this thing. Shouts out to Uncle Keith, king of the one-liners. To infinity, baby. Faithful boys. We out of here.